Kenyan politicians are very interesting animals. And I want us to look at the character of the Kenyan politician in this video. So if you're here for the first time, this is Gassis Command, the Tourist Money Black Africa. Kindly subscribe to our channel. And for those of you who are in the other channel, we are in this channel now. Kindly log in onto Gassis Command 2 and you'll find us here. And we are strong and sound. And here we are going to put a lot of videos so that we are able to pass the message. So I'm saying that Kenyan politicians are very interesting. They are very, very interesting. And I want to look at some of the things that these people do that will shock many Kenyans. The first thing is that these guys are always friends, but they pretend not to be friends. And if you want to know this, when Uhuru Kenyatta met William Samoei Ruto on the issue of Kogo, Uhuru Kenyatta was convinced by William Samoei Ruto to convince Baba to call off public demonstration against IBC. And for sure, Baba did exactly that. And this tells you one thing, that these people are always after their interests. For instance, if you look at Uhuru Kenyatta, Kenyatta's businesses are all over the country. They're in Mombasa, they're in Nairobi, they're in Kiambu, they're in Nakuru, they're all over. And the person to protect these businesses is none other than President William Samoei Ruto. And these guys must keep on talking in one way or the other. Even Baba also has many businesses, and he also needs his business to be protected by William Samoei Ruto. This is the politicians for you. Again, when you look at these politicians, most of them have no principles. If you look, for example, at the deputy president will say this today, and tomorrow he will say something else. The president himself will say this, tomorrow he will say another thing. If you look at what these people have been saying, for instance, if you look at what the president has been saying when he was the deputy president, and you compare to what he is saying now when he is the president, you see very different people. For instance, he was saying that the war in Ukraine and Russia had no effect on the Kenyan economy. But now when he became the president, he changed the tune, and now he's telling people that Kenya is being affected by the war in Ukraine and Russia. The same person. When you look at the number of things that he has been saying, you see a very different person. Again, when you look at people like Musalia Mudavadi, they would always promise Kenyan pesa mfukoni when they took over the government. Today, Kenyans are begging. Kenyans have no money. Kenyans are crying. Na ukimuuliza kama ni yule ambaye alikuwa akisema hivi, utaona ni mtu ambaye ni tofauti kabisa. Again, when you look at somebody like William Samoei Ruto, William Samoei Ruto changed the story, the narrative of this thing that we are calling the hustlers funds. Initially, he had said that it will be free interest and people will be given money to start businesses. They'll be given capital to start their business, and then they will fund the money without interest. Today, the story is different. The story is that of about, I think, 9% of the money that you are getting. So you see the same person talking about the same thing, but talking about different things now. Again, when you look at the many promises that the Kenya Kwanza government had promised, utashangaa kuona ya kwamba ni mambo machache sana ambayo yametimizwa, na ukiangalia utaona kwamba bado wanaendelea kutoa ahadi zingine. Again, when you look at Raila Amolo Odinga, again, when you look at the issue when he was the prime minister for Kenya, I think somehow he was in support of GMO, but he has changed the tune completely. And it is good that he has changed, because even that time, I did not agree with him. So when you look at these people, you see one common denominator. Interest. Interest is a common denominator. Interest is the only thing that pulls them together. Interest is the only thing that keeps them moving in politics. And when you look at even the MCAs, because the thread goes all the way from the MCA to the MPs, to the governors, to the president. When you look at the MCAs, the reason why they are not vetting, or they are not agreeing with governors, especially when it comes to the nomination of executive committee members, is because they are not bribed, because they want to be bribed. And ask Kawira, she will tell you that the MCA are asking her to give money so that they can vet, they can pass these council executive members. And you cannot run the politics like a church. We agree that politics is not like a church. Utapata kwamba lazima kutakuwa na kule kuwahoga watu. Even in parliaments, I can tell you, not many bills can go through, not many things can be passed in parliament without oiling the hands of the members of parliament, without oiling the hands of the senators. Pesa ndizo ambazo zinafanya kazi pale. So all this is the interest of the politicians, not the interest of the hustlers, not the interest of the Kenyans, not the interest of common mwananchi, not the interest of Wajiko. Kwa hivyo kile ambacho watu wamekuwa wakidanganywa, people have been lied to many times that there'll be so many things that will be done for them. But I can tell you today, it is important to follow politicians with your legs, not with your hearts. Kile ambacho wanasema, they may not even mean it. They may not even be enemies, and they have more in common than in conflicts. That is why today's friends are tomorrow's worst enemies. Kwa hivyo ndivyo ambavyo tumekuwa tukiona katika siasa za Kenya. Na again, when you look at this country, you know, people are saying that if you look at Rigathi Gachagua, many people would not have imagined that he will be the deputy president of the Republic of Kenya. But when William Samoei Ruto did everything and realized that to win the support of the Kikuyus, he had to nominate a Kikuyu as his running mate. Then you look at it, you see it is just a matter of interest. And that is why politicians don't care when betraying each other. Because the other common denominator is betrayal. They will betray each other without blinking an eye. They will tell them bluff. They call them bluff without caring. And they continue without caring. And the betrayals will continue. And again, I've always said, many people may think that Raila Amolo Odinga and William Samoei Ruto cannot work together. One day, I'm not a prophet, I'm not a foreseer, but I can predict one day Raila Amolo Odinga and William Samoei Ruto and Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta will share a meal in public. We will share a meal in State House, and it will be to the chagrin of many people. So that's why I'm saying, don't follow politics with your hearts. Follow politics with your legs, and don't trust politicians. They will always betray you. They will always tell you something that will shock you without blinking. So again, as I said in the beginning, this is Kaman TV, the tallest man in Black Africa. Kindly like our video and comment. For those who are in the channel, kindly subscribe to this channel. It is the most vibrant. And may you have a blessed day. Till next time. Bye-bye.